What's up everyone, my name is Tarkus101 and today we are back with some more MBL. It was about time we got back on this horse, cause last week I didn't upload because my opponent didn't show. Again, yeah, that happened. And what we're doing now is actually we are playing against Fort Wayne Durants, who are currently 3rd in this league. I'm sitting at number 1, and they actually ended up beating number 2, which was also undefeated in like week 6 or 7. I think that was week 7. So, and they actually ended up beating them 6-0. So, I'm a mile ahead right now. But apparently Nick, everyone was talking in the chat, like, as soon as Nick beats Socrates, then obviously Nick is gonna go into the books as the giant killer. He's gonna be a god amongst men, a god amongst regular Pokemon players. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So this is the team matchup, what you can see right now. This is before the match, and I'm just gonna analyze my team real quick. I'm just gonna tell you what my thought was when I brought them. So my Tangrove is bulky offensive. It's max HP, max special attack, so it doesn't really deal that well with Excadrill, but I can switch it in on it. So it's alright. Tangrove can actually, well, as soon as I had max defense bolt, it can actually live a Flare Blitz from Scarfed Arm, but that's not the case. So my moves actually are Giga Drain, Focus Blast, Knock Off, and since that would make me set up fodder for Virizion, I decided to go with HP Flying, but he didn't even bring Virizion, so HP Flying, I thought to start a match was kind of redundant. Didn't turn out to be that way. Spoiler alert. My Empoleon was carrying the Shed Shell because I was very much afraid of this guy over here, that he would trap me and then he would T-Bolt me, but that's not gonna happen because I have a Shed Shell. What I have is Stealth Rock, Scald, Toxic, Icy Wind. I decided to go balls deep this week and run a Talonflame without Stealth Rocks. So, in comes Dragalogy, and Dragalogy is my next one. It's an Assault Vest variant, max HP, max special attack. Draco, Sludge Wave, Focus Blast, and Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail just for phasing, and actually adaptability. Dragon Tail actually does quite a bit. Next off we have Roarcoon, Scald, so it's basically Crocoon, but instead of Calm Mind we got Roar. Suicune is just a tank. It just sits there and laughs a tiny bit. Darm's phase, Excadrill's phase, Crobat's phase. And as soon as he would decide to run Crowbro, I could continuously roar him out. So that's why I brought Roar Suicune, or Roarcoon. Scissor is actually packing the Lumberry, because I figure, you know what, I can set up on Slowbro once, maybe twice, depending whether he's gonna switch in or not, what's he got left, etc. So our Bullet Punch, Bug Bite, Superpower, and Sword Stance. Quite some speed investment. That was to outspeed his Mandibuzz, because he had a Mandibuzz on his team, didn't decide to bring it though. And so I have 140 speed EVs because I thought that he'd predict me to speed creep his Mandibuzz, give it like 4 or 8, so I actually gave it a bit of extra speed to speed creep his speed creeping Mandibuzz. Lots of thoughts. And I have a Skyplay Talonflame, which was supposed to be Gale Wings. It wasn't. I forgot to change the ability because I was rocking Flame Body for this game. So I have Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, Toxic because I figure, you know what, I don't need any more coverage than Brave Bird and Flare Blitz, and I have Toxic on this because I have Slowbro as an obvious switch, and I kind of want to get the Toxic on that. So I have SD, 2 attacks, and Toxic over Roost. So that was my team. Let's see how things turn out, because I do think this was a pretty exciting match. I leave with Suicune because I had generally a nice matchup against his team, except for Venusaur. So he decided, you know what, I'm gonna pull a double, but I decided to leg it into Dragalogy. I predicted him to predict my Focus Blast, so I went for Draco. So both are predicting, but both predicted wrong. He goes for T-Bolt, all my Focus Blast actually doesn't take it out, which kind of reveals to me that he might be AV or something, I don't know. But here, putting him to switch, or Draco would definitely kill it. But Crobat actually is a very bulky variant this week, so I go into Empoleon, because Empoleon is max physically defensive, and I figure, you know what, I'm just going to get Rocks here. If you switch to Magnezone, I'm going to reveal the Shed Shell right here, but he actually goes into Slowbro, so I can get a Toxic on it. The reason why it doesn't Empoleon does have Icy Wind is actually because he has a Weavile on his team as well, and quite some fast threat, so my team isn't all that fast. So he goes into Vina right here as I Scald, and fortunately for me, I do get the burn. Don't think it made that much of a difference, but you know, burn is always nice. It's good to have. If I go into Dragology, because that kind of takes this thing on, because look at that Sludge Bomb damage. He predicted my switch right there pretty damn nicely. Maybe into Tangrowth? I don't know. But here I go for Sludge Wave, because I figure, you know what, maybe this Venusaur wants a Synthesis right here, and I don't want to be that guy losing with a Draco. But I actually phase him out, and here he has to kind of stay in, but he decides to sack his Magnezone right here, predicting my switch. I actually do pull a switch into my Empoleon to get rocks back up, so that was a good play on his part. He goes into his Genesis, but he makes a misplay right here, because he used Life Orb when he thought he could kill me, but I'm max HP, max defense, so Empoleon can numb every one hit from this Darmanitan, except for Earthquake probably. So I go into Excadrill. He goes into Excadrill, and I figure, you know what, I don't want this thing to sub. I just click Scald right there. I could have easily switched in either Tangrowth or Suicune right there, but I decided not to because I don't want him to stop. Here I predict a Venusaur switch, and I go for Hidden Bar Flying, which makes him die to Burn. So the Burn actually did end up mattering, but I still have Talonflame in the back. I still have a Scissor in the back with the Sword Stance. So he goes into Crobat. I don't want him to defog, but you know, I wanted him to force me to kill me. I didn't want him to either defog or roost. He was going to do either of those, but I didn't want him to allow him to give him both. Now I'm going to Suicune because I figured, you know what, you can't really kill me. And now I'm going to Talonflame. Well, he Whirlwinds me out into Talonflame because he knew I was probably going to be set up. I was going to bring a setup Pokemon. But I do go for Brave Bird right here, as it actually does quite a bit, but Toxic and Talonflame doesn't really work out because it's not necessary. You're going to Tangrowth because that kind of beats Slowbro because it is max special attack and it does pack to Giga Drain. So now I pull a double into my Scissor, predicting him to just make a switch actually, and I kind of force him out of Crobat. So here I kind of predict him to either Whirlwind or, well, I didn't predict him Whirlwind, I kind of predicted him to Roost. But so I went for Sword Stance, but he makes a nice play. Goes for Whirlwind right there, and here it reveals that I don't have Gale Wings because his Tailwind went before my Brave Bird. So now I'm actually forced to switch out because Excadrill is obviously going to be faster than me. I could have swept the game there with Talonflame, but now obviously since I don't have Gale Wings, I kind of have to play around with it. So I go into Tangrowth. And Tangrowth can actually kind of deal with Excadrill 101, especially because I'm recovering health as well at the same time. But unfortunately for me, he actually ends up critting me and flinching me, so that's really unfortunate for Tangrowth. So I don't really want to stay in. I kind of want to get that regenerator going, and it's a nice mon to keep in the back for against the Slowbro, even though Suicune at this point just kind of sits here and wins. He's gonna go into Slowbro. And the only thing I have to do is continuously click Scald until I win. So Belgian, that was a really good battle. I don't think you played to the best of your ability, but the team matchup was definitely in my favor. So that's a very big reason why I ended up winning. Actually, one of the main reasons why I ended up winning this battle. So the battle isn't over yet, but it kind of is. So I can't even speed up I can't even speed up more. This is the fastest the replay will go. But basically what's gonna happen, he's gonna leave in a Slowbro. I don't think he'll slack off after this. He just admits defeat right here. He goes for another Scald, I go for another Scald. And that is the end of Slowbro. So due to a lot of you know, something died to Stealth Frogs, Magnezone died to Stealth Frogs, that died to Toxic, which was inflicted by Empoleon. Empoleon was actually MVP of this game because it got like 3 kills. So now this is the end of the game. He got the paralysis, I predicted the Earthquake, and now I can just kill it with the Flare Blitz. Very unfortunate ending right there. I kind of had to play around it like that to actually quite be a douche, but I wanted to keep this differential going. So that was going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the very next one. Ta-ta.